Good morning. How to host a first-time homebuyer seminar. This is a hustle game, guys. There are so many ways to get in front of buyers, and the first-time homebuyer is such an important part of the real estate journey for not only brokers, but the market itself, right? The first-time homebuyer helps these sellers upsize into their next home. The first-time homebuyer is going to be your repeat seller, buyer. The first-time homebuyer needs the education, and you're the person to give it to them. We as brokers take for granted how much we know about the buying process. And the reality is the buyer doesn't know anything. Like when I remember the first time I bought my condo when I was 24 years old, I was referred to a family friend. He was not an amazing broker in hindsight. He did not let me know anything about the process. And there wasn't as many tools for the consumer to search for properties, and it was not ideal. 2152 Cortez, Unit 3, first condo. I made like $45,000 on that property in a sale about 3.5, 4 years after. Really catapulted my buying power and helped me move into larger properties and diversify. And I mean, it was a great windfall, but man, he did not educate me. So you're here as an advocate for these buyers, and you're just basically setting up an education platform for them to learn about the buying process. Explain to them literally the nuts and bolts about, how you look for property, how do you set up a tour, what happens during the buying process. I recommend that you partner with a lender. You can bring an attorney in as well, but I like the lender aspect because the lender really is going to bring some insight. Barry Schwartz or someone from his team would be a great advocate. They're going to let that buyer know what it looks like to be a buyer and what your credit's supposed to look like, income, what kind of buying power you're going to have, how much you should spend on your mortgage. These are all really insightful things. The buyer may have done some mortgage calculators and may have done some budgets, but it's really nice to get verification from professionals on what it looks like. The actual event itself, once you get the jitters out, is actually going to be fun. It's going to be relatively interactive. You'll probably have about a 30-minute window where you're going to present, and you should prepare a slideshow or some sort of handout. Most of the information we have is going to be in the training platform under the buyer acquisition process. You're going to have tons of information to give them during your presentation. Practice the pitch with your lender partner. Don't go in cold. Make sure you're watching a few YouTube videos of other people that have given these presentations. Give that education platform about 25, 30 minutes. And then at the end, make sure you have a Q&A opportunity for all the attendees, and definitely stick around for, the stragglers that don't want to ask questions in public. There's always those people. You're going to want to supply lunch or beverages or some sort of snack. And at the end of the seminar, you should definitely have a sign-up sheet. Let these people know that you're available to block a private consultation. You're going to get a lot of information from them during a private consultation. And a lot of these people that are attending are probably 3 to 6, maybe 9 months away from buying. They're just starting to do discovery. But what a great opportunity to get them in your CRM and start dripping them and educating them on this buying process. You could also invite them to open houses you might be hosting and let them know that that's a great way to get out there and to start learning about inventory and learning about location. Make sure you tell the guests that you are for hire, that you are not just here to educate people. You want to let them know that you are a real estate broker, you are the local expert, and not only are you here to educate them, but you are here to work with them as a real estate broker. Make sure you're letting them know. That's a very important fact. During this presentation, the lender can explain, like I said, credit score, trade lines. Some people think debt is a bad thing. Debt is actually a good thing. It helps you build trade lines and gives your credit score a boost. Employment, how long you should be employed before you can actually buy, and if you're planning on switching jobs, what that looks like. Income. A lot of people that are self-employed don't necessarily report all their income, so that can definitely move the needle on what you can afford as far as banks look at you. The buyers, you guys are going to have, like I said, so much information to talk about. Getting in front of someone and presenting is definitely a little bit nerve-wracking, but you should get comfortable with it. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get. Just getting up there and talking about home searches, touring properties, what that looks like, the home inspection process, what to expect during the due diligence, what a closing looks like, the average timeline it takes for someone to buy a home, costs and commissions and how that works. I'm always very transparent. The biggest benefit you want to talk about is buying versus renting. You want to educate this buyer that there are a ton of advantages of owning a home. Like my first home that I bought, and 3-4 years later made $30,000-$40,000. That was an amazing purchase on just a $225,000 condo. You want to talk about the principal reduction. You want to talk about appreciation. You want to talk about the tax savings that's out there. All of these things are going to help give that buyer confidence in using you as their broker, because you obviously are the professional. Use it as an education platform, not necessarily selling yourself about how many homes you've sold or how many awards you've won. Really just be there to educate the consumer. Big piece of this is, how do you market a first-time homebuyer seminar? And there's so many ways, and I suggest you start small on the front end. Grassroots is a great way. Obviously, you're going to contact your entire database. You have your CRM. I would really suggest working on, in the beginning, a low-budget production video with a call to action. Give people an opportunity to see you. It's really easy to do. Look, I mean, we're doing low budget here and we're getting traction. People want to know who they're going to meet at this seminar, what you're going to talk about, and what's going to be there. So you can talk, maybe there's a free giveaway. You're going to give away an iPad, or there's going to be a raffle or Cubs tickets. I don't know. Something gimmicky. Super easy to get that out to your database. Obviously, social media is going to be a big push. You can start small, but you can spend money. If you are going to really grow this and do a homebuyer seminar once a month, you're going to need to publish this and start getting traction. Definitely call your current clients and your past clients. Yes, call them up, let them know that you're doing a homebuyer seminar, invite them, ask them if they have any friends that have been talking about buying a home or are interested. Reach out to those people. The big piece that I like to have for these home buying seminars is a landing page. When you're doing all of this marketing, make sure they're dropping somewhere and signing up. You want to know what it looks like day of. As soon as someone signs up, make sure you're calling them instantly, thanking them for signing up, letting them know that you're going to be there personally, and ask them where they are in their home buying process. If your home buying seminar is 2 months away and they are ready to go, give them a consultation time and get something on the book so you can get them working right away. Another place to start marketing is community groups. Facebook boards and message boards are a great way to post. Church or place of worship. Your past renters, those are a fantastic database. You can obviously buy databases as well, but again, going back into your database and finding all of your renters, making sure you're organized on who people are and what they've done in the past, calling them up and just getting them out in front of you to learn about the process is huge. There are some door hanger opportunities. They're a little risky, going into like apartment complexes and hanging door hangers. You might get thrown out, but hey, it's a way to, get your name out there. We talked about capturing leads. I really think that's super important. Make sure you know who's going to be there and what to expect. Another homebuyer seminar that I really like is getting in front of an HR. Some companies, if your clients work for a larger company, CDW or IBM or something like that, there are conference rooms in all of these offices. Ask them for the contact of the HR person. See if you can come in and give a free homebuyer seminar. Maybe they'll do an internal email blast for you and get you an opportunity to educate their first-time homebuyers on what it looks like to be, a homebuyer in that marketplace. It's a win-win. It's a win for the company because they're going to have you out there presenting what it looks like to be a first-time homebuyer. You can offer lunch, something like that. I really like that angle, and it's something that you guys should look into, especially with your clients that are in corporate America or mid to small size companies. You can get a lot of traction and a lot of referral business from that. In the beginning, I talked about this. Grassroots is great, but in the end, you really have to plan on spending some money and definitely putting some effort towards the outreach. If you're not spending any money on the front end, I get it, but set a budget, set a goal, and figure out what that looks like. And your ROI is going to be positive on this all day long, even on a 6 to 9 month runway with any client. Locations, there's so many options here. You can look into local libraries. You can look into restaurants if you want to do that. They always have conference rooms banquet rooms in the middle of the day. They're usually vacant. Market centers, hotel or event spaces, even small ones. We did one with Instacog last week. You can get 15 people, 10 people into these smaller rooms, and they're very affordable. You can also stream these or publish them, social media, et cetera, if you're going to want to record them. The best advice I can give you if you're going to set this up is pick a date, get it on the books, and start working that deadline. Everyone loves a deadline. And the closer you get to that deadline, you're gonna be like, I do not want to fall on my face. I want to have at least, and set a goal, right? You want to have at least 8 people at the first one or 6 people at the first home buyer seminar. That's a great goal. I mean, you're putting yourself in front of 6 potential buyers. Show me a place where you can do that anywhere else. It's just not possible. So if you guys are out there, you're telling me that you don't have anything to do and you're scrambling for business, home buyer seminars are a great outreach and a great way for you to showcase some of your skills. Any questions, guys? Nina, I know you've done a few in the past. You got any scheduled?
I have some scheduled in Eventbrite. I will definitely take some of your advice for like grassroots marketing, because I really kind of just rely on people finding me through Google and not really promoting it. So that's a really good tip. I also will say, if anyone is interested in this, something that I did in the beginning was I really paid attention to people's questions and then integrated them into the presentation, so they would walk away feeling like they learned a lot more than they expected to, and it helped to definitely convert people into clients that way.
I love it. Work on a promotional video, Nina. It's so easy to get that out there. Something that's 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, nothing long, but just a commercial type video that gives them a little understanding of, one, who they're going to be looking at and learning from, and what the content is. You can cover a lot.
That's true. Yeah.
April, you got a question?
Well, one of them, Nina sort of answered. I was going to ask how you would manage an invitation like that, but she mentioned what was it, Evite?
Eventbrite, eBrite. That's
okay.
The easy part. Getting them to a landing page to sign up is also a great way to get this going. You can use Google Forms. You can use so many different landing pages. They're very simple to create. YouTube will teach you how to create a landing page in a half an hour.
And then I'm wondering if something like this would work for like going to a VFW and talking about VA loans specifically. And
no doubt about it. Yeah. Especially if you have a VA lender that wants to partner with you and has a database. Absolutely. Those are great opportunities to get in front of people.
Great. Thank you.
This is a hustle game, guys. If you're not out there hustling, if you're not out there looking for buyer clients, someone else is, I promise you. So put this on your radar. I challenge all of you guys, do at least one in the next 6 months. See how it turns out. If you can do one every other month, I promise you, you guys will have buyers coming out of the woodworks. It gets viral. People want to learn about the buying process, and what better way to sit in front of a successful real estate broker and learn their tricks and learn what their experience has been. Thanks for joining. Let me know if you have questions. Have a great day.
Thank you.